Just a fortnight on from the 2022 season opener, the Yamaha R3 bLU cRU European Cup moved on to the popular TT Circuit Assen for the Mottel Dutch round. 17-year-old Brazilian number 39 Enzo Valentim was the weekend star, claiming pole position and taking both race victories. But despite an incredible leading margin of over a second in Superpole, he never had things all his own way on race day. It was a Brazilian 1-2 on the grid, the number 80 Gustavo Manso putting in a much improved qualifying effort and battling his fellow countrymen at the front in the early stages of race 1. With one of two joint championship leaders, Iker Ruiz, missing the trip to the Netherlands due to national championship duty, Devis Bergamini hoped to capitalise, and it was the Italian, winner of race 2 in Aragon, who led the first lap over the line on the number 13, before Valentim returned to the top down the start-finish straight and into lap 2. After picking up points in each of the opening 2 races of the season, Diego Palladino suffered 2 retirements in Assen, the first after beaching himself in the gravel trap at turn 4 on lap 5. Meanwhile, back at the front, Kevin Fontana was the next man on the move, the number 26 coming through from 7th on the grid and remaining within the top 5 throughout the middle phase of the race. With 5 retirements in total and only 4 riders struggling to keep up with the pace, an impressive 13-rider group contested honours in the final laps, with never more than 3 seconds covering all of them. Filip Joronek, the 17-year-old Czech, only scored 2 points in Aragon, but picked up his first top 10 finish in Assen. The number 62 had dropped to the back of the lead pack after a lap 5 error, but he set the fastest lap of the race on lap 6 to recover and then surged to the front at the start of the final lap to underline his potential. Enzo Valentim, though, would not be denied and, after leading 6 of the first 9 laps, battled back when it mattered most. His move into turn 12 left him to defend to the end of the final lap, but he managed it with aplomb to take his first victory and the championship points lead. Devis Bergamini had looked set for another high-scoring ride after crossing the line in 2nd following a robust final 3 turns, but he was subsequently penalised to 6th. Gustavo Manso was also heavily penalised. Despite finishing 3rd, he was demoted to 12th, Kevin Fontana benefiting to complete the podium.
I knew that I had a pace and had the speed to win. I tried my best. I tried a lot of things during the races, strategies, different strategies, trying to do in front, behind, in 2nd, 3rd, every time. And I know that a lot of pilots would try to overtake me, so I did my best in the last chicane, and I could win. I'm really happy first winning and 3 P1 during the weekend now. And let's focus for this evening that we have the 2nd race.
The start of race 2 followed a similar pattern to the morning's action, with front row starters Brazilians Enzo Valentim and Gustavo Manso again trading blows on the opening lap. Former CEV Moto3 regular Clément Rouget enjoyed his best result of the season so far, the 19-year-old Frenchman on the number 45 showing well against the favourites in the early laps, and later claiming a well-earned 4th position. Mark Vick was also in podium contention, the number 96 returning to the form he'd shown in Aragon after a challenging start to the weekend in Assen. Laps 4 to 10 claimed no less than 4 riders from a rapidly thinning lead pack. Indonesia's Wahyu Nugroho slid off at De Strubben, ending his run of consecutive top 10 finishes following a race 1 7th place. Kritipat Kunkam fell almost simultaneously from 7th, leaving him scoreless from a weekend that had seen him qualify as high as 4th. And Diego Palladino lasted only 5 turns longer, a 2nd consecutive retirement for him. But the biggest story was a spill from the lead for Mark Vick, losing the front at high speed from turn 7. The 15-year-old finished every race in 2021 and claimed 6th overall, but left Assen with just 2 points from his 13th place finish in race 1. Filip Joronek was the next victim of an incident-packed race as he went into the back of Devis Bergamini following a small error from the Italian into the Git Timber curve. Those incidents split the 3 leaders, Valentim, Manso and Fontana, from Andrea Pizzoli and the rest of the chasing pack from 4th place down. Only by turn 12 on the final lap had they finally recovered, with less than 1.5 seconds now separating the top 10. Enzo Valentim again perfectly timed his bid for top spot, while Devis Bergamini, who dropped behind the Brazilian from the top of the standings after race 1, was hemmed in on the inside coming towards the Gittimer curve. Bergamini made an optimistic bid for 6th, missed the chicane altogether and took Gustavo Manso with him. Manso, after running through the gravel trap, was denied a likely podium, but a post-race penalty for Bergamini relegated him to 10th. That cleared the way for Andrea Pizzoli to race to the line and claim 3rd.
I'm really happy. I have the speed in this track. I really love this track, and I'm really happy for being first in everything in this weekend.
Back-to-back victories for Enzo Valentim mean he leaves Assen with an 11-point lead, while Kevin Fontana moves to 2nd with a 3rd consecutive podium. Jere Ruiz has dropped from 1st to 4th after missing the Dutch round, while pre-season favourite Maxim Repak will also hope to make up ground from 6th overall when the series resumes after the spring break with the Emilia-Romagna round from Misano in the 2nd week of June.